to Novel Idea. My name is Dia. Today I have the second half of a book haul for you. So I did a book haul just a couple of weeks ago, but I told you in that haul that I still had a few more that had not arrived at my house yet. And then I also picked up a couple from the library sale. So I've got a few. So we're gonna jump in so that it's not too long. Okay, so let's get started. All right, so first one, great cover. This is The Moon Spinners by Mary Stewart. This is a mystery. It is nothing like what is in that picture there. So this says, Nicola is on the Isle of Crete for her vacation. All she desired was to experience the ancient and brooding land on her own, but one day her impulse leads her to a little used path into the foreboding White Mountains, and there she finds a man in hiding. Warned to stay away, Nicola doesn't obey, and before she realizes it, she has found herself in the middle of an alarming plot in which she becomes the prey. I love Mary Stewart, love her books, and so this was one that I actually wanted to read this summer and just got it. So hopefully I'll be able to read it soon. I picked this up for very little. I want to say I picked it up on Etsy, and I think I picked it up for like $1. Same thing with this one. This is a book I actually already own in a bind up, and I've read it, but I pick up copies of it whenever I see it because I like to pass them on to people. This is The Singer by Calvin Miller. This is a long form poem. You can see. I do not know who the illustrations are by. It doesn't say on the inside. It is basically the story of creation and redemption. This, another old book. This is Charlotte Sometimes. This is by Penelope Farmer. It's not in the best condition, but she goes to visit and ends up in another world, being called by another name, and has to figure out why, how to get home, all of that kind of stuff. So great time travel book. I also have this. So I could not get this from my library. And so I ended up ordering a copy through another library to have it sent to me so that I could read it, and then found a copy on Etsy from the same seller of those 3 books, and it was very inexpensive. I think this one was $1.50 or $2, and it is an ARC copy, and so they actually ended up just giving it to me because they felt bad about selling an ARC, and so they just sent it to me. So now I have a copy. And I actually just covered this in my weekly wrap-up. So this is Temple Alley Summer. This is by Sachiko Kashiwaba with illustrations by Miho Satake, and it is translated from the Japanese by Avery Fisher Udagawa. But if you want to hear more about it, you can go over to the wrap-up. All right, and then I picked up one of my all-time favorite books at the library sale. This is The Arcadians. This is by Lloyd Alexander. It is a Greek mythology mashup and is so much fun. So much fun. I love this story. I didn't read this until I was an adult, and I read it because my kids were in a Greek mythology unit in school. And so we read this for our read aloud book for that unit. And oh my goodness, it is so fun. I love these illustrations. Trina Shart Hyman, who is one of my favorite illustrators. Look at this. I'll read you the synopsis really quick because it's perfect. To escape the wrath of the king and his wicked soothsayers, an honest young man joins with a poet jackass and a young girl with mythical powers on a series of epic adventures. Wonderful. It's a great book. I just read Antigone, and then when I was at a little free library, I found all of the Theban plays by Sophocles, and so I went ahead and picked up this wonderful little Penguin Classics edition, which is in just perfect condition from the little free library. Another little free library find was this one, another Penguin. Lark Rise to Candleford. This is by Flora Thompson, and it is very much a pastoral family saga. It's actually about this whole little village of Lark Rise and its closest town neighbor that is Candleford. A fantastic version. This is a Heritage Edgemont edition of National Velvet. I've never seen this edition before, but I love this story, so I had to pick it up. Picked up a copy of Agnes Gray by Bronte because I want to reread this October, and I think I might be reading it with some people, but I can't remember for sure. I might be. I found this in a little free library. This is Michael Cabin's Kavalier and Clay. I have been wanting to read it for a very long time, so I'm very excited to have this to add to the reads. Okay, so this is a book that I told you about last time. This is The Pig Scrolls. This is by Paul Shipton and is about Grilius the pig. And let me read a little of the synopsis for you. I have the sequel to this that I hauled in the last one, and I told you that this one was still hadn't arrived yet. Behold, Grilius, ancient Greek hero of our epic tale, a smarty pants former crewman of the storied Odysseus, transformed by Circe into a swine. And it's all about him wanting to be transformed back into a human and the series of tasks that he has to perform. And he just thinks he's wonderful, even as a pig. Also picked up the Tenant of Wildfell Hall. I read this 2 years ago for Victober and fell in love with it. Hadn't owned it until now, so I love this edition. This is a Barnes & Noble edition. I think I told you in the last one as well that I was waiting on another Charles Spurgeon book, and I couldn't remember which one it was, and turns out it was Devotions. So this is Look Unto Me, the Devotions of Charles Spurgeon, as edited by Jim Ryman. I'm looking forward to this. This is a 1 year. So it starts with January and then goes through the whole year. And there's a devotion for every single day. And I'm looking forward to it. I'm really excited to do it. And I love the kookaburra up there. Few library hauls ago, I picked up the sequel to Jim the Boy, which I love. I love Jim the Boy. But I didn't own a copy, and now I do. This also was in a little free library. It's in wonderful condition. I now have both, Jim the Boy and The Blue Star, which is the sequel. So I'm very excited. Last one that I picked up, also little free library, and this is an author that I really enjoy. I've read several things of his, and I think I just saw Aaron Facer haul one of his books, and so that is Sailing the Wine Dark Sea. This is by Thomas Cahill. How the Irish Saved Civilization is probably his most famous, but I have read Desire of the Everlasting Hills and one other one that is not listed in here, so it must have come after this book was published. It's got wonderful end papers. So this one is about the Greeks. It was published in 2003. I love Thomas Cahill's writing. He's somebody that I just really deeply enjoy on page. And so I'm looking forward to diving into this one as well. This is a nonfiction, by the way. And that's it. Did you guys see anything here that you love, that you have read and want to talk about? Because I would love to talk with you about it. Is there anything here that you would like to buddy read? Let me know. I would love to do that too. And I think that's everything. So I will see you guys again very soon. Thank you so much for joining me. Let me just remind you that I do have a community tab post up asking for questions for the 500 subscriber video that we are going to do. We're going to do a Q&A. So if you have a question for me, you can either leave it in the comment section of this video, or you can go to the community tab and leave a question there. And I would love to join in a conversation with you. So thanks again for joining me today, you guys. I will talk to you again very soon.